This is part 3 of Pastry's story. I will leave a link in the first comment that leads to a playlist of all the previous and upcoming parts of this series. And now enjoy watching. The war is over as shown by the abundance of weaponry and demolished fortifications in the village. Despite Pastry got a hit to his arm, but one of the villagers tells Pastry's mother that they have won the war and have some bandits in their possession. She collapses to the ground in anxiety, but her daughter consoles her, and the villager affirms that it's only a scratch. Knowing that the mother is someone who is concerned about them, Pastry's sister wonders where her father and brother are. Pastry, meantime, draws attention to the food supply that needs to be delivered back to the other settlements. Feuille is interested in knowing if Casserole wants to send the culprits to the county of Reedes. He affirms that the Count of Reedes may say that they dealt with the bandits, giving him the opportunity to maintain his good name. Casserole will seek payment in exchange for their campaign costs and losses. A ceremony honoring the peasants for their bravery is later held by Pastry and his father. For their outstanding service, Mark and Lumi are called up and handed swords and a sack of grain. Although Mark is hesitant to accept the compliment, Mark's mother is relieved that her son is secure. Moreover, his younger siblings are inspired by his accomplishments. On the other hand, Lumi's grandfather is proud that she is so confident at such a young age. The other villagers join them with drinks and food, and while the kids drink milk, the adults reiterate the excellence of the children's ambush, and how it turned the tide of the battle. Pastry is too busy daydreaming about how he can now focus on making sweets. He plans to start with the apple pie, which gives Mark and Lumi a chance to sneak off. The boy tries to intrigue her by asking what the bandits are up to. He informs her that they have been held in the main village shed and suggests they go check them out as future retainers to Pastry. Due to security concerns, the guards at the entrance of the jail refuse admittance. Mark and Lumi objected to being treated like children, so Mark tossed stones to get the guards' attention, so they would get in. As they examine the inmates, the bandit leader surprises them by revealing that Mark is carrying his weapon. The youngster pays heed when the criminal tells him to draw his sword and hold it in both hands. Once he loosens his hand, the leader then manipulates him into approaching, disarms Mark, and strikes Lumi, slashing her in the torso. To alert the group of the situation, the locals run to them. More people are surrounding the bandit leader, but he escapes by securing a horse with his hostage. When Pastry arrives, he gives the order to take Lumi for emergency medical attention. The young lord is told by the guards that the bandit has fled with Mark, but he remains optimistic that he will catch up to them because the traps laid along the way to stop the bandit should still be in place. Pastry considers his offensive strategy, duplicating whatever injuries he sustains back onto the opponent. In the worst situation, he may be able to force a draw. He was suddenly struck with an idea as he wondered how he might duplicate anything he saw and an innovative method to use it. The situation is reported to Casserole and Feuille, and they are livid that the guards didn't stop the boy. The young lord orders the head retainer to follow him to intercept the bandit leader before he reaches any allies. Feuille suggests that he goes alone, so the lord keeps the morale in order. The bandit is caught by a trap set by the villagers, allowing Pastry to catch up. The leader recognizes the boy and suspects he may have set the trap. Pastry draws his sword, which surprises the bandit. The villain takes it as a challenge to duel and accepts. Pastry's initial attack is a rush attack, but the criminal takes it head-on and praises his skills for his age. The child recovers and resumes his assault, but the disparity in physical power is too enormous, sending him flying back. In order to stop Pastry from duplicating any wounds, the boss intends to kill him with a single strike. He shoves the young lord back and comes in with a strong strike, but Pastry blocks it, shattering his sword in half and leaving him vulnerable to assault. Pastry is swiftly attacked by the bandit, while Feuille uses his reconnaissance spell to look for them but comes up empty-handed. When he sees Pastry's broken sword, they continue searching until night. He comes back startled to find Pastry's in his mother's arms without a scratch, which breaks his heart. Casserole and Feuille force Pastry to explain what happened. He says that in order to avoid the bandit's fatal blow, he cloned his father's teleport ability onto himself. He can duplicate anything onto something else using his magic, including other people's magic spells directed at him. Casserole tells him he is forbidden from revealing his talent to anybody, and also bans him from doing his spells in front of other people. He blasts him for utilizing an unproven spell since it may be harmful. Later, Casserole and Fight discuss the implications of Pastry's power, and how it could be used as a weapon. They hope that the bandit leader gets disposed of, before he reveals the secret. The following day, Pastry joins Mark as he feels guilty for hurting Lumi. They go to her house and Mark apologizes to her. Pastry uses the kitchen to enjoy making his first apple pie. Mark and Lumi are drawn to the apple pie's smell, which they find appetizing. Pastry offers the pie to them as a way of helping Lumi feel better. They like the pie very much and Pastry show them different things about apples. Glackage enters the room and appears to be upset that Mark caused harm to his daughter, before suggesting that Mark make atonement by getting married to her. Mark is surprised when Lumi overhears and makes no protests. She then offers her father a piece of the pie, to which he responds by talking about how good it is. The pie is subsequently enjoyed by everyone together, and Pastry is inspired to create his country of sweets because of this delight. And that's the end of the video. Please tell me your opinion, and like the video. Take care, and stay tuned for the next episode.